friends, it's Nancy. I'm working on this new project, and I thought I better turn on the camera because I will never be able to A, remember how I did this, or B, explain how I did this. So these book covers were actually the covers of this ledger. It was a small 2-column ledger. I don't know, 9 by, can't even see. Yeah, 9 by something. 5.5. So I had gotten these vintage, oh gosh, I just saw something really pretty flashed. There, that one. Ooh, pretty. I had gotten these vintage scraps, oh, some time ago. You probably saw them in a thrift haul or something. Anyway, when I got them, I thought, gosh, they really go together good. And they're very much sort of a 1940s color. So the green, the blue, the pink, the red. And so I just glued them all down to file folder. And then, the best I could, I zigzagged where I could. And now I'm putting together the spine. So I had this wider piece of fabric that I thought sort of went pretty good, but it was pretty thin and the spine was going to show through it. So I've glued it to this piece of linen that I had kind of sticking there, and then I attached some more little scraps. The scraps are maybe 1.5 inches square, and I'm just going to start gluing this down. So let's just craft a little, I guess. So I had started this one the other night, and this is as far as I got because I just ran out of inspiration. And I don't know, I had a little conversation with Catherine from Sunnyside Journals last night, just a brief, texty conversation, talking about personal style. And I thought, you know what, if I had that's a gorgeous book. That cover is gorgeous. How come I can't pull it together? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something that really speaks to me. And the things that I love are vintage fabrics, sewing notions. I love textiles. I love very homey touches. And it's sort of an era that speaks to me. A lot of things remind me, of my grandparents who I pretty much lived with when I was a child. So, I have very happy memories of my grandparents. But these colors are the colors of her placemats that she kept on the kitchen table. So I've got a lot of memories about that, and I thought I'm just going to work on something that really just speaks to me. And I also want to use only secondhand thrifted stuff. I don't want to use any stamps, like rubber stamps. I don't want to use any scrapbook paper. I just want to use genuine junk. Now, I wouldn't call any of these fabrics junk, but somebody did, right? Or else why would they have given them away? I'm grateful they did because now they're here with me. just thinking, which is always a big mistake. So I just sort of doing this in 2 parts so that I can get this white part centered over the spine so that the squares line up. Hubby's having a nap. I can hear him snoring on the couch, watching the news. Can't stand watching the news. I sat with him the other night when the news came on, and the first 5 minutes was just, you know, these people died, this accident happened, this fatal crash, you know. We're looking for this guy. And I'm not a Pollyannish kind of person. I know that there's bad stuff happening in the world, but I don't have to invite it into my life every evening. Yeah, that's enough about that. Okay, and I have this vintage rickrack. It's really woven texture, and it's a beautiful pink color, and I'm going to cover the edge of this with that. Maybe. Now that I look at it, I'm thinking I might want red instead. I'm not sure if I have any red rickrack. It's funny, right? I had some red gingham, and I thought, well, I'll use red gingham on this side because there's red gingham in a couple places on the cover. It didn't look good. I'm liking this. We'll see how this goes. I'm just using my ruler here because this fabric is on the bias, so I don't want it to stretch and be all out of shape. So we'll just be patient with it. This fabric actually was a piece of trim that I bought at for 25 cents somewhere, but I just cut the lace off and ironed it. But it has all the colors, right? Pink, red, blue. Got a glue booger. Not much up for the weekend, I'm afraid. We are invited to a party, but who knows? Okay, just flip this over. I feel pretty good about this project. You always feel good about doing something you want to do, right? That's why I never want to make anything for anybody like to order. You know, will you make me this? Will you sew me that? Will you knit me this? No. I'm not likely to finish it if it's not something that's of interest to me. My daughter-in-law wanted me to sew some teddy bears for her, and I said, no. So I'm going to teach her how to sew instead. And if it's something she's interested in, well, you know, she might just have herself a lifelong hobby there. Confession, I did go thrifting today. Had a dental appointment first thing this morning. And I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before that I'm absolutely terrified of the dentist. And last time I went, it was great. No problem at all. It was fun, actually. I was looking forward to it. Today, oh my gosh, it was an absolute nightmare. And there isn't a darn thing I can do about it because I don't know. There's something in me. I'm just going to see if I got some red rickrack. I do, but I also have this blue. But I also have this red. This red might be too red though. I don't know. Let's have a look-see. If I had a blue, that was sort of that color, that would be ideal. I have some bias tape that might be okay. What do you think? Nope, just for my glue in the garbage. What if I put this rickrack down and then layer that over top of it? What do you think of that? I know, I'm frustrating, aren't I? Just stick it down. No, I don't like that. Blip, 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 blip. I'm gonna live with that. That's what I'm gonna do. I hope I have enough of this pink stuff. I might not. I have just enough. Oh dear. Whoop. You'll see I didn't make it perfectly squared up with, you know, perfect, you know, I layered on some little smaller pieces and worked in some different ones, just to sort of change it up. Didn't want it too matchy. So what did I get today? Oh, I got some thread. Yeah. I have the white one on my machine right now, and the other one was black, and I think it's still upstairs, but I got 2 of these great big spools of Gutermann thread, which is a great deal. Sorry, I hit the camera. And clearly I'm going to use, I've already got it on my machine. I used it to stitch this. So I got some thread, got a couple of vintage sewing patterns that were really super cute. I got the ledger that I made this book covers out of. And I got a whole whack of player piano rolls. I bet I got 40 of them. I'm having buyer's remorse. Just gonna put a little drippy drop there. Having a little buyer's remorse, but this too shall pass. I have no idea where A, I'm going to put them, and B, what I'm going to do with them. But I couldn't just let that gorgeous old paper just sit there, could I? That's wrong. I'd give my left arm for a coffee right now. So I had today off anyway. It's Friday, but I had done just about all of my hours. I had another hour and a half to work. But I have about 14 hours banked right now that I could use, so I just took the whole day off. I'm working on files for people I'm not even going to see till September, so no great hurry. Just trimming a couple of threads. It's a loose red one. I'll leave you there. Come on, BB. Yep. I haven't decided what I'm going to use for pages yet. But I think I'm going to carry on with the 1940s feel. I've got a couple of magazines of that age that I can use for making ephemera. Ouch. Okay. Okie dokie. I will just let that dry before I start mucking around with it. But I do have an idea for the inside. I've got this piece of linen here that I can cut in half to use for my inside covers. What do you think of that? Okay, well, I'm going to clean up my mess and might work on this a little bit more, and I'll come back another time and give you what's the word I'm looking for? A status update as to where I am with creating this journal. Okay, we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.